What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Lando Success. I know you're wondering in the background, it is different because I'm going through the process of selling my home. So I had to let go of the studio, man. Bittersweet moment, but hopefully in the future, the new studio will be something crazy. Now the market is completely having mixed signals. Hopefully my mic is working since I had to take everything down and put it back up. So we're just going to do a quick overview, basically what's going on in the market today. We had a red day overall, and we have to start with Walmart. Walmart set the tone for how everything was going to go, to be honest. And you see that was flat today, but look at that. Walmart was at $31, and that junk completely shot down to $21. And I talked about it yesterday, exactly what they did. They came out with a report telling everybody, you know, hey, man, what everybody expected might necessarily not happen. So they got the party started, and you look at the market overall, you had the Dow. Really wasn't down that bad. It was down. NASDAQ was bad. It was down, but wasn't the worst. You know, it definitely was down. And you've seen a lot of red, but you still seen green in areas, and the red wasn't too bad. So I'm going to cover what I seen, what I noticed, and some earning reports. Stock market making the biggest move after hours. You have Alphabet, Texas Instrument, Phase and more. Chipotle went up like crazy. Shares of Apple nearly 3% even after the company reported quarterly earnings that fell short of analysts' expectations for revenue and earning. And we got Microsoft shares slipped less than 1% after the company earnings that missed Wall Street estimates for both income and revenue. Revenue from Azure and other cloud services at the company came in lower than previous. Chipotle up 8%. Everybody's still eating. So let's first start with Alphabet. Alphabet earnings, we're going to skim through it and see what they said. Announced it today. The CEO of Alphabet and Google said in the second quarter of our performance was driven by search and cloud. The investments we made over the years in AI and computing are helping us make our service particularly valuable for consumers and highly effective for businesses of all sizes. As we sharpen our focus, we continue to invest responsibly in deep computer science for the long term. Then another person said we had consistent growth and reflected in our solid performance in the second quarter, with revenues of $69.7 billion in a quarter, up to 13% versus 16% last year on a constant currency basis. We're focused on our responsibility, capital allocation, and our support of our growth opportunities. They just recently did their stock split, talked about their financials. So you can see it here. They did exactly kind of what I said the other day or yesterday. I told people Google will have mixed results. They probably missed a few earnings, but they have so many different sectors. They could talk about streaming with YouTube TV. They can talk about the cloud. They can talk about everything. So they did exactly what expected. And if we look at their stock, Alphabet, just do Google, it's in the red. It's not bad. You know, down a little bit, but it could have been a lot worse. Microsoft, gotta look at Microsoft, one of the biggest companies. All right, so they started with all the goods. Revenue was $51.9 billion, an increase of 12%. Operating income was up. Net income was up. Everything was completely up. We hit everything. In the fourth quarter, unfavorable. Now, here goes some of the bad things. Unfavorable foreign exchange rate movement within our quarterly negative impacted revenue and diluted earnings per share. So they missed a little bit of earnings per share, or diluted it. Extended production shutdowns in China that continued through May. That's another thing. Reduction in advertising spend contribution to a negative impact on LinkedIn. I never seen somebody on the earnings talk about advertising with LinkedIn. With our ongoing war in Ukraine, we made a decision to significantly scale down our operations in Russia as a result. So, you know, that's y'all decision, player. At this point, you might as well get some free stocks, and we're going to give you some free stocks. All you have to do is click the link in the bio or pinged to the top of the comments. Once you sign up, all you got to do is just deposit $1. You're going to get 6 free stocks. Deposit $2,000 and you're going to get up to 10 free stocks Once you sign up with Moomoo, see how their heat map work and all type of indicators, newsletter, you'll actually fall in love with them. Shout out to Moomoo. You see, Microsoft misestimate site exchange rates and deteriorating PC market. That's what they blamed it on. Now their earnings was expected was $2.29. It came in $2.23. The revenue was expected $52.44 billion, and it was $51.8. So even though they missed, it could have been a lot worse. I ain't too mad at good old Microsoft, but they did miss, and that put them down, heavy. You got to think they started the day off at $258, and they down about $250, so went down $8. So that's that's a dip. It wasn't a dip that completely handicapped the market. Could have, but it didn't. We gotta talk about Visa. Visa report came in. This is GAP, the GAAP. This means a generally accepted something principle. It's like a let me see. It's like a term that they use for financials. Okay, that means generally accepted account principles, a collection of commonly followed accounting rules and standard. So yeah, it's like what they use. Every single one of these reports, you'll probably see that. Net income of $3.4 billion or $1.60 per share. Okay, the net revenues, payment volumes, cross-border and process transactions growth remain very, very strong. So the CEO said, against the backdrop of macroeconomics uncertainty, significant exchange rate headwinds, and the suspension of our business in Russia, Visa had a very strong quarter with net revenues up 19%, GAAP EPS up 36%. So basically, they had, positive stuff all around. So you got to look at the traveling. People's using Visa, I think it was up 33% from the last quarter, because once everything opened up, people wanted to take those flights. They using their Visa cards and traveling internationally. Visa reported up 33% rise on the third quarter profits on Tuesday as the world's largest payment processor gained from robust consumer spending that shows no sign of a pullback. Worries of an economic downturn. So when they talk about the word recession and stuff, they're going to use this. They're going to definitely say, look, people are still spending money. So how are we in a recession if people is out traveling on the gram, living their best life? So interesting. GE, second quarter's 2022 performance. Good old General Electric. They have a great presentation. Youngest and largest commercial fleet, most diverse services portfolio. They got the healthcare. They got the whole deal. So it's announce new company names and branding, healthcare spend milestone, leadership, snapshots, or organic order growth 4%, organic revenue growth 5%, and we got everything look like it is up so far. But is that the real? Is that the real deal? Let's see. Market expectations conservatively assumed and size gas business. So I hate ones like this, even though it's very well put together. You kind of get confused a little bit. Like, yo, did y'all do good or bad? When you have something like this, you might did good. See, they're up because they had the presentation, everything right. Look at this, 68, boom, 72. They had nothing but good things to talk about. So that's good by General Electric. UPS, they released theirs also, and you see consolidated revenue of $24.8 billion, up 5.7% of last year. So they had good stuff, but their volume was down. UPS shares sink as delivery volume dropped more than expected. So even though they had a lot of good numbers in certain areas, the volume dropped, so the shares dropped. I don't think they should have dropped that much, but they did. We'll look at them in a second. UPS package delivery declined more than expected during the second quarter, driving the shares down even as higher prices help boost sales and profits. So the average daily package volume fell 4% in the U.S. and more than 13% for its international business. So the international business definitely punched them a little bit. And if we look at UPS, that took a big hit. Look at the $87, $88 back down to $80. So a lot of them is looking like a Walmart at this point. And we had Coca-Cola, but like I said yesterday, Coca-Cola was going to have a good earnings. We got some big hitters tomorrow to see what's going on. The market really wasn't a bad day because you had mixed signals with earnings. If you haven't did it already, enjoy some free stocks. You know, all these stocks we talked about, you might as well enjoy all these stocks we talked about. You might as well try to get, with all these stocks we just talked about, you might as well get some free stocks. Now, with all these stocks we just talked about, you might as well get some free stocks at this point. And to get some free stocks, all you have to do is click the link pinned to the comment. Click the link pinned to the comments, or just click the link in the bio, or just shout out to good old Moomoo. All right, talk to you guys soon. I'm Lando. All right, talk to you guys soon. If you haven't did it already, hit that like. All right, you guys, talk to you guys. All right, talk to you guys soon. I'm Lando Says, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I am out.